Before I start the video, let me leave a bit of a disclaimer. If you don't like the idea or are offended by 3D pornographic games, then there are plenty of other videos to watch. Of course, I won't be showing any sexual content anyway. So let's get on with the video. What's up YouTube? Leon here, and today I'm here to talk about my latest addiction. Artificial Academy 2. Wait, it's not what you think? Really? Let me explain. I'm pretty sure that there are a good amount of people who know the Japanese studio Illusion and their repertoire of games. For me, and probably many others, we found a little game called Sexy Beach back in the day. And from then on, our lives changed, and porn was forever changed in our young teenage minds. Kind of. For me, it started and ended with Sexy Beach, and from then on I just kind of forgot about Illusion and their 3D porn games. Until now. Out of curiosity, I wondered what was Illusion up to now, so I looked up what their best game was in recent years and stumbled upon Artificial Academy 2, and that's where we are now. I didn't know what to expect gameplay-wise, and I wasn't even really willing to play the game in the first place, and just grab a completed save game file and just gawk at all the anime characters. But fortunately, to my surprise, this was actually an interesting game. Artificial Academy 2, or AA2 for short, is a game I would call a high school drama porn simulator. And it was something I never knew I wanted. I was so sucked into the idea that, I'll just let the hours do the talking. So what exactly made me so addicted to the game? Well, let me just start at the beginning. AA2 is a highly customizable game from the start. After starting a new file, you are able to name the school, class, and year. Then you can also name the predetermined clubs. Naming them doesn't really do much to the gameplay, but it's a rather nice touch. After that, you're thrown right into the game, with no one in the class. This is where one of the major features of the game kick in, and that is, of course, character creation. Why use any of the pre-created characters when you can make your own? Illusion provides us with a simple, yet robust character creator. It has enough for it to be fairly competent. From boob sliders to crazy hairstyles, it's got a good amount of it. And what makes it even better is the amazing modding community. I mean, look at all these options. That's crazy. That's too many. I can't choose. Probably the most important part of the character creator is how you can make your character act. From how smart or strong they are to their sexual orientation. There is a crazy amount of depth to explore here. Character personalities dictate how the character presents themselves in terms of voice and attitude. There is a handful here and enough to make a diverse cast of characters. Then we have traits that also play a big part of the game, but I'll talk about that stuff a bit later. So you made some characters, but you're too lazy to fill the other slots. So this is where the internet comes in. If you search up an AA2 character database, not safe for work by the way, then you can browse other people's creations. From original characters to familiar ones, it's half the fun just creating and looking for new characters to add to the game. It's also pretty amazing how the character creator can get some spot-on recreations. Once you have a classroom filled with characters you're happy with, we can finally start playing the game. From this point on, it's just interacting with others and trying to get that love interest you so desire. Each day consists of 3 periods: morning, noon, and afternoon. At the default setting, each period is around 20 real-time minutes, which is shortened by the interactions. Each interaction you do takes a bit of time, which is determined by the color of your cursor. Graphically speaking, the game is okay to look at. The pre-drawn backgrounds are kind of generic, and the low-poly versions of characters are kind of charming in their own way. Of course, the high-poly models themselves are fantastic as always. One thing that kind of surprised me is the music. At first, it just seemed like generic background music, but it starts to grow on you. The music also plays a part in terms of gameplay signaling clues to the mood or atmosphere that the current screen is trying to purvey. An example would be sadness or melancholy that a character on screen is feeling. This song would play. Or when a character dislikes another character on screen, this song would play. It's all a very nice touch. So let's talk about the main gameplay mechanic, and that is the interactions themselves. Interacting with other characters gives you a handful of choices, from making small talk about daily life to bullying them. The game gives you a good amount of choices and interactions between each characters. Each choice has a % chance to work or fail depending on their affections toward the player character. I see this as 2 separate stats: like/dislike and love/hate. Of course, the higher they like or love you will increase the successful interaction. While this may seem simple enough, what amazes me and keeps the game interesting is that the characters will act outside of the player's control. Sometimes other characters will hate each other, and maybe even sometimes characters will cheat on you. You never know with this game. It's crazy. Characters with high affection towards the player will walk up and talk to you. They will get jealous when you talk to other girl characters, or even ask you to go out, or... What? Oh, come on! I'm recording a video here. I can't show it on YouTube. I'm gonna have to edit that out. Sorry, I'm gonna have to leave. This game mechanic is also amplified by another passive game mechanic, and that's traits. When creating a character, there are personality traits you can choose. These traits act as passives on how the character will act in the game world. For example, characters with the shy trait are harder to interact with, while characters who have the wild trait tend to skip class more often. There are also interesting traits such as evil, which can get a different ending, kind of reminiscent of that popular yandere simulator floating about. These traits can seem a bit convoluted in terms of how they function, but that's what a wiki is for. Just pull up a wiki and you got it. You have them all. Why don't you just pull up a wiki? These traits add even more depth to the concept of simulating a high school drama, that sometimes it's just fun to watch what happens rather than actually playing. What? Come on guys, you can't do that here. It's a classroom. Gonna have to edit that out. That's gross. With all these stats and traits, sometimes it's hard to keep track of the characters you're interested in, and if they're cheating behind your back. So Illusion also included a stat tracker. It's located behind the dojo, where you talk to a Buddhist statue that will tell you what each character thinks of others. I don't know how it works, it just works, I guess. A green status means like, pink is love, yellow usually deals with odd or teacher statuses, and blue, purple, or red usually mean hate. After a few hours in, it would turn from a clean white slate to a spiderweb of relationships, and it's also damn entertaining. If you are a person who wants a goal or an ending, there are a few of those as well. The good ending is getting the girl pregnant, And if she still loves you till next Monday, she will excitedly tell you, and that results in the good ending. But if she doesn't love you till next Monday, you'll get expelled from your artificial academy, which results in the bad ending. There is also a secret bad ending which I touched upon. If you try to break up with a character with the evil trait, they will try to kill you. That's cool. It's nice that they give the option to end the game, but I feel that's missing the point of what AA2 is. But with all weird games, it does have its share of problems. Starting out is a slow slog of dice rolls to gain affection. It takes a bit too much time to get off the ground. Some interactions don't really do much, and the lack of extra lines for repeated interactions make it feel more robotic than anything. I mean, Illusion even gave official cheats to speed up the gameplay. Cheats such as character speeds, 100% successful ratios, multipliers for love and like stats for the player character, etc, etc. There's a ton of cheats here that Illusion provides us with, and these are official. But after hours of playing, the novelty does wear off a bit, and repetition starts to rear its ugly head. There is also a ton of stuff I'd like to see in a sequel or something, like being able to manage more than one class would be cool. Having a bit more complex customization would be welcome. I think the main thing I would like to see is a more in-depth relationship system, because after a handful of hours put in, it all feels a bit samey and robotic, like trying to fill up a gauge to progress to the next level or something. Even adding a little more to the interactions would be a nice break up in monotony. Maybe an optional minigame to boost a successful encounter. There's a lot you could do here, because this is an amazing foundation that Illusion has made. They just really need to polish it and add more personality, and they'll probably be on to something special. Or you can follow this handy Illusion flowchart that I found. Yep, seems about right. Artificial Academy 2 is not a perfect game, but it is, as I've said before, an interesting one. It's a type of game I've never played before and never knew I wanted. There's tons of replay value just to see how characters interact with each other. And it does its job at being a perfect high school drama simulator. It's cool, and oddly fun. This was Leon from Humans Play, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Oh, and I forgot the porn stuff. There's porn stuff.